David, are you seeing a live stream right now?
I'm hitting the wrong link.
There we go.
And so is Bobby. Still on the wrong link. Because I told him right on, see? That's what happened. I got a new notification for it.
Yeah, it's the one with the fish. Tell them which one's the fish. Two viewers. Now we're going live. Now we're live. I wonder if something happened like that before to you two.
Yeah, mine's gonna die soon.
Okay, we gotta go live soon.
There he is! There's Bobby.
Haha. We got her, baby.
Alright.
Awesome.
Let's do this, baby. We got people waiting on us. No, maybe.
Mike was on. Hello, Long Runners! Everybody just got to hear our chat for the last 5 minutes, talk about everything. Hey, all right, you guys. We got some big news. I'm glad you guys made it. I know for the confusion. I don't know what happened there.
Well, yeah,
People were clicked on that link and it just never went live, Bobby.
White
Rabbit! Right on, dude.
Great! We couldn't get our picture up. Here we are now, though.
See, I wonder, does this work? Check this out. Oh, it didn't work again.
Oh, there it is.
We added sound effects, man. How cool is that? Sound effects, man. We got all kinds of sound effects. We got, we added that. I was working on that. I didn't get to show you. I took some pictures of you guys. What a week. What a week.
Something happened.
What happened? I don't know. Anyway, we had quite a week. We sure did.
Yes, we did.
Sunday we went up to Pine Creek. There was no water. So, I guess we'll show them next Saturday. Hey, Long Runners!
Hello!
Hey! We want to add that sound effects. You guys, tell me if there's any sound effects, you guys. Oh, we have really big news. If you're just watching, don't go away. We got some questions to ask you guys. Important information. All you guys are dedicated people.
Yeah.
If you guys are here in the live stream, we only get, the most we ever had was 14 people at one time. And that's, you guys are dedicated. These are the people we got.
Cheers to you guys.
You guys. Right? If you're watching this replay, cheers. If you're watching it in the replay, you are also a dedicated fan. You just can't, for some reason, you can't be here for the live stream. I hope you drink along with us if you're watching this in the replay and you play the game. We got questions. We got some big questions for you. All kinds of stuff to ask you guys. You guys are going to make up a big decision of what we're going to do from this point forward. Not with the channel, but man, you guys, we have an opportunity to offer a very rare thing. All right.
Yep.
And we're gonna have to stay. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna ask you questions about it. But first, my question is, what sound effects should I add? You know what I'm saying? You know what kind of? I think I should add one that says, "Hey, Long Rodder," and then every time when you guys join the live stream, I can hit the button and it will go,
Or
"Hey, Long Rodder."
How about Spiky?
Look at that spiky button. We got all kinds of them. What do we got?
I dig your saying, keep them out of the trees and give those fish a sore lip. I'm not sure how it goes.
And only give them fish a sore lip, right? You got it. You got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yep, keep the lines. Yeah, I can't even say it right.
Yeah. Keep the lines out of the trees and only give them fish a sore lip. A real drop ripping off. Definitely the Long Rodder. Okay, definitely. We got all kinds of ones. You guys want to hear them, man? These are really cool. We got this. We got this one. Alright, hold on. Aren't they pretty cool? You guys can hear all these, right? I hope you guys can hear these in the replay.
Yeah, I hope you guys can hear them.
See, I don't know. You gotta let me know.
Yeah.
You know, and this, if you lose at the game, I think this...
see, Bobby wants great and right on sound.
Right, great, right on.
Well,
Hey, I think one of these, if you lose at the game, this is what's going to happen to you. Let's try if I got the right one.
Oh my gosh, the cat's going to be sending you guys a long message here.
Wow, that one didn't work. Try this one.
They're a little slow. What are you doing?
That's what happens to you if you lose at the game. You go. Oh man, that's gonna bring us too much fun. You know that, guys? We're gonna have fun with that. Oh man. Yeah, YouTube's been weird lately. I don't know what's up with YouTube, man. Like that, you guys were there at the other live stream, the announced one, man. It just wouldn't go live. I have a lot of deals. They might be really hesitant or let people go live during the Halloween, because you know there's probably people that do really weird, crazy. I imagine.
Yeah.
It's time for a cigarette.
All right, and how about a question?
Yes, a question and a cigarette. Maybe a CBD hit. Or you
right.
not CBD hit.
David Train had his pet to thank for the success of which Stillwater lure invented in 1985?
See, no, that's not a fly fishing question, though. I would have no idea about the history of a steel lure.
Well, it was in fly fishing questions, so.
Really? I don't know, but does anybody know? Go ahead, read it again. Is that music's all right? Level's right? All right?
David Train had his pet to thank for the success of which Stillwater lure invented in 1985?
Ooh, I got that sound.
Jumping fish. Okay, I'll write that down. I got a list of sound effects here. Big fish.
Yeah, it's gonna take it. See, you guys, I tell you, I don't know how many of you guys can hear it. Listen, I've heard this story, but I might as well tell you a little bit. But anyway,
all right, we don't
I went back to
question since you don't like it.
Well, did anybody know Rapala? That's David. That's the only bait I know. That was my favorite. Is the full floating? I had the floating one. It was about what, 3 inches long. I'm thinking about adding a dark stripe down the back of a white SOB somehow. I'm thinking about designing that so when it goes through the water and goes. See, if you guys don't know, if you guys never seen the white SOB, it's all marabou. So you tie in the tail and then you go up front with the marabou, hackle style, and it looks like a giant fluff ball when it's dry. I usually weight it so it sinks pretty quick, and then I add weight. So when it goes in the water, it looks like a fluff ball. But when you pull on it, it goes flint, almost like a leech, but it's white. And it goes thin, and then it stops, and it starts to go like this, and it's, like a lot of legs. I was thinking about tying in. The only thing I'm worried about tying in marabou legs. I do got these legs. It's I don't know how to explain it. I'll have to look at what it's called. I forget what it was called, but it's a little more stiffer, but still has the marabou movement. And I think about using them for legs on like pheasant tails. Well, I'm gonna start the winter playlist. Do you remember who said about winter flies?
Yeah, David wanted the whole list for these creeks I have written down for him. Rapid Creek.
No, but he wanted winter flies,
yes,
right?
he wants winter fly patterns
David,
for these creeks.
David.
I have my list.
He's here. Check it out. You're that important, man. We're gonna do a whole playlist. My top, 10 winter flies, and I'm pretty sure, man, like certain ones, Dave, like let me think here. Zebra midge. Pretty much almost, I think, all creeks. They're really popular here in the spring creeks, though.
Yeah.
Bring you Humphreys. We'll bring you Humphreys again, because that's one of my favorite. The sow bug. I'll bring you his. See, that's the only question. After meeting him with so many years, you guys heard the story. What was it? 2 live streams, or last live stream about me and Humphreys. And I asked the only question I asked him, and he's like, you're the only one that's ever been the only one that asked me that question. Nobody else ever asked me how I tie a sow bug. I was like, I had to know, man.
White rabbits reminding everybody not to forget to change their clocks.
Right on. Don't forget, guys. Oh, and all the tying videos from now on, no more commercials. I have to ask you guys, all you guys that are here, there's 7 of them. All right, 7 guys here that can answer me this. If somebody told you, I'm going to take you to native wild fishing, and in Pennsylvania, you all know that would be a brook trout, that we could guarantee hasn't been fished in 100 years, and has never been fished, and is loaded with wild brook trout. But one, we might have to buy land. So we're thinking about, I just want to know what you guys think about starting a Kickstarter, Save the Brookies. Because some of the land is for sale, and if somebody else buys it, we won't have access to it. And we didn't know until this year that the creek was loaded with brookies. We've been hunting in the area for 4 years. When the water went low this year, we were like, the water went really low and it came clear. This is a spring-fed creek, so there's always water there.
Oh yeah.
But this year, when we got this drought, the water went extremely low, so it started creating these holes, these pools. And oh my word, guys, there's got to be. I mean, it's never been stocked. I don't think we think it's never been fished.
It was fished by us kids standing in it and having little brookies nibble at our feet when we were kids. That's
yeah,
about
she
as
said
far
that.
as it
You
went.
guys, for you fly
had to
fishermen,
get in there and stand real still, but those little brookies will come nibble at your feet.
So many wild native brook trout in the creek that they nibbled at their legs.
Now, mind you had to stand still. Now, if you moved around too much, they were very timid.
It is loaded. Okay, so I'm asking a question. How much would somebody pay, do you think, to fish a creek that might have never been fished and is loaded with fish? Because we want to start like a Kickstarter or something with rewards, so it's never been fished. So to help to buy the land and to fix up the creek, we want to start a Kickstarter. And top 5 donors, and then anybody over a certain amount. That's what we need, all your help. Comments below.
It's also a gated community.
Yeah, there's no access. It's no public access. So what we would do is, and here's another question, right? This is the key, is we don't want to overflood it with people. You're talking a completely wild native fish that they're in there 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches, completely wild brook trout
Beautiful.
in a Pennsylvania creek that's only 4 feet wide at most 4 feet wide.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little creek, but just loaded with them. For a creek that's not has no public access and might have never been fished, we want to save them. If somebody else buys the land, it's all over, man. We still have access to probably, what would you say, a third of a mile.
Yeah.
But then we are figuring we're gonna have to take the money we get from Kickstarter. If we don't get the cabin or the land, I mean, the land, we're gonna have to buy right-of-ways and clean up the creek and so I think we should only take so many people in a year, raffle style. You know, you'll be on the email list, all y'all, and it'd probably be like, I don't know, $400 or $500 for the day to fish it. It'd be all barbless. We try to make it so that you wouldn't have to wade. So what do you guys think? I want your opinions, man. I think it would be a beautiful thing to keep it around, man. It would be private, you know.
Oh, and the answer to the question that you didn't like was cat whiskers.
Cat whiskers.
Cat whiskers was the lure that David Train created in 1985, created by his pet.
Cat whiskers is what I have on my boat. Oh, you guys. Man, I don't think I can bring you guys a picture tonight. Shot a big boy. Weighed in 160 pounds, which is pretty big for Pennsylvania deer.
Let me work on this. I don't know if they'll be able to see it. See if I can get it to make it not look like. Alright. You tell me if you guys can see it.
No, you can't see that. Here.
No, it's too blown out. I don't know. Anyway, no, that ain't gonna work.
Here, try this. It's not as blown out.
Alright, let's try this one. I don't know.
No, it's not there. You just gotta let it focus. There
I'm
you
a
go.
little crooked. There you go. Can you see that? This is what had us very busy this week.
Tuesday night. Tuesday night, man.
What do you miss? You had to hand out candy. Oh, you missed the picture. Did you see the picture of the deer, David? I don't know if you saw the picture.
So yeah, I saw a 14 inside spread. He's a really nice buck, 160 pounds, pretty big Pennsylvania deer. Not record book, but he was pretty big. Me and Tracy drug him out. Well, you have to hold it up to the camera and wait till it focuses.
There you go. I don't know if you saw it, David. That's what you missed. The nice 8-point.
Shot him Tuesday night with the
bow. We
bow.
shot up at this property.
So yeah. So when we were scouting for archery season up there, see, the land we're hunting on now is up for sale. She lost it, and a big family, somebody married into the family and stole the property from her.
Yeah,
and now it's all for sale. So to retain quarter mile, whatever, the creek, we'd have to buy the land. So that's what we're going to do. So if you guys, we're going to take all the ads out of our videos, and that's going to be the ad. We're going to make a video. We're going to go up there fishing soon, and you can go see the land. But it's never been fished in the last 100 years at least. It might never have. And there is, it'd be so cool to put, restore the land, you get down, access to the creek. Because, hey, you're going to, you can't cut all the Mount Laurel out because of the shade. You guys understand.
Yeah.
Can't change the creek too much. But you can make little access points to it. And you'd have all wild.
Lots of fun.
It'd be like the only person that might have fished that is the natives that were here before us.
Yeah,
So,
right?
that's crazy. And it just loaded. See, we were pulling up and the water was so low that it was so clear in there. They were going over this bridge and all of a sudden she goes, whoa, whoa. And I said, what? And she jumped out of the truck looking just down in this hole was just, there must have been 30, but it looked like somebody had stocked it. 30 brook trout. Just all these wild brook trout everywhere. And we're like, wow, we didn't know these fish were here.
I did know. It's just been a long time.
So to be hashtag
It's
save,
been a long time.
hashtag save the brookies, man.
Since I really thought about it. I mean,
I know it is awesome. We want to try and get that land. So if you didn't miss it, Dave,
my
we're gonna
whole life up there.
did a Kickstarter to keep that land in.
And it's been in my family for
And we'll have that.
Well over 100 years, and now they want to sell it to somebody else.
And now we'll have that as a creek to fish as a guide. So if you come to PA and you want to hire us a guide, we'll be able to. That would be really neat to have
There's
that.
even a cabin.
You know, and the only way to access, there's a gate, locked gate. So no public people have been up there. In the 5 years I've been around, anyway, nobody's been up there. And the people that do hunt don't fish. You can ask them, do you fish? No. Trust me, I ask them all. Anybody I see walking around the woods, if you know me, I'll be like, do you know me? Do you want fish? We have people every once in a while from the job come to watch the live streams. So
once in a while.
But I had to bring in that news. I mean, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the Kickstarter, and if you're a donator to Kickstarter, there'll be all kinds of things. You know, I think it'd be everybody that donates over $500 to Save the Brookies Fund will be auctioned off. Top 5 donors will be auctioned off, and then we'll go down from there. Like if you donate $300, you get a free guide day. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, the idea is, if you donate to the Kickstarter, you have a chance to be in one of the first 10 or first 20, whatever we decide, people to fish that creek. Maybe ever. How cool would that be? I mean, that's what we're trying to wonder. We'll see how much that's worth to people.
Yeah.
I mean, would it be cool to, I don't know what I'd pay to fish a creek that's may never have been fished with completely wild trout. Well, yeah, we're going to get some intense videos of us fishing it. But we're going to it'll be all barbless, you know.
Definitely.
Probably no lead weight, you know what I mean? Restrict guidelines, because that is amazing, guys. I don't see that many fish in the stock creeks around here in a hole at one time. You know, it's just fish everywhere.
Black Panther this month.
Everywhere. So, yes, we've been having fun archery hunting. So, I'm sorry I haven't been putting videos out, but we're in the middle of archery season.
Yeah.
But now we will, because they changed the clocks back. So that means I won't be able to go out in the evenings after work and hunt in the evenings. We've been doing a lot of that. So
yeah.
Now it's getting cold. Guess what time it is, guys? It's tying season. It really is. It's going to come quick, and it'll be spring again before you know it. So we need to kick these videos out. We need to get you guys tying.
Did you get any water, David? We got a little bit here. A little bit. Not enough.
See, guys,
little bit.
We went up to Pine Creek, and like I said, there was no water. It was low and clear. There was Pine Creek has some deep pools. But, dude, I was standing on the bank on dry ground where usually it'd be over my waders. And I kid you not. That's how low the water is. But we had 3 days of rain. The river looks a lot better. I mean, it's not up to where it should be yet.
Definitely
but we're going to get rain tomorrow. So, like, all the Penns Creek's going to be good. White Deer's going to be killer. It's loaded with fish. When the water was low and clear, me and Tracy went up just to see what we could see with the fish population up there. If they survived the hawks and the... Oh, my gosh. We pulled into the land.
8 inches of
The
snow.
We were supposed to wasn't it last night?
Yeah.
We were supposed to get snow last night and we never did, ma'am.
It was just a lot of cold.
I wish we would have, David, because we're archery hunting. So as long as the snow comes and then gets warm again, it's good to find out where the fresh tracks are and know where the deer are moving.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the buck going in the full rut here. It's pretty neat. So we went up. The water was low and clear, and as you guys are going to soon find out, I'm doing a landing page. I got to create a landing page for all that business. But we're gonna do a course. I might put that on the website, the guide website. Maybe I'll do that. Have you guys go check out the new guide website, which is gonna be linked soon down below.
That's up to you.
I'm really working on the .com site for my business, but that's up and going. The guide service. So I need to fire that up so you guys can. That's why there's going to be no more advertisements but ours on our videos. From now on, you won't see another. You won't have to sit there and listen to an ad. You'll see the ad in the middle of the video where I want to put it. It'll just be a quick video, say about it, link to the guide service or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to book. Once I get it out to the community. A guy with lots of experience. We're going to book quick, so. Gotta get the website so you guys can book for the spring. And then that's how we're gonna do the meet and greet that you guys wanted. We'll be through that. Just the guide service. And we'll just schedule it all for that.
Yeah.
Which we're not waiting till May. We're gonna do it in probably April or something because you guys, if you guys are not from PA, you guys from PA will understand. The inner tube hatch will be going on in May.
Amongst other things. Amongst the Drake hatch.
I would love to bring you all up for the Drake hatch to have a meet and greet, but you guys, I don't want to bring you into that chaos.
You'll be attacked. There'll be no
It is chaos. Absolutely nuts up here in the green Drake hatch. It's really cool to watch the green Drakes come off.
But it ain't really cool because there's nowhere on the water to fish. Nowhere to park.
I got the. You want my? Here's a pro tip for you. If you're coming up for the green Drake, go early. Get on the water before get a campsite, get a parking spot, go at like noon and get your camping spot. Fish nymphs for a while, and then fish early. Fish the emergers. Ash Tracy, we cleaned up one day on the emergers, so everybody else was going home. They were hitting a spinner fall and we were hitting the emergers, and they were just slamming the emergers, man.
Oh, right on, Bobby. That sounds like a lot of fun. He caught 15 trout today at Big Spring.
Big Spring, right on.
That's awesome. Sounds like a fun.
What were they hitting today? What was that deal, man? Come on, man. I got this forever, Bobby. So I can go back and look and see, man, what if I ever go to Spring today? Big Spring. Wait, is that Big Spring Creek?
I don't know.
Up here in Bellefonte. I don't know. Bobby, let us know, man. Whoa, want to know. What were they hitting on? And where is it? It's Spring Creek in Bellefonte. Anyway. So, the water's low and clear. And here's another question for everybody listening. What would be your standard setup for low clear water? You do that, and I'm going to take a CBD hit and wait for your guys' response.
And I'm not
What
gonna tell you,
what would your be? I know what my typical setup is when I go to a place and it's real low clear water. How I usually fish it. I fish all white deer, most of white deer that way. It's killer on white deer setup. So I'm gonna do a series of videos coming up real soon on my multi-fly setups. The different ways I do it. I have a new one I like for uranymphing. Oh, crest bugs. Crest bugs. Right on.
Right on, down past Hamburg. Or Harrisburg.
Hey,
my bad,
Bobby.
sorry, Hamburg.
Bobby. I don't know if you tie or you watch my tying video. It's gray fox and gray squirrel mix. And when he says when you tie them, I'll just do it. I'll have to do one. You have to watch the video, dude. I'll show you. But Joe Humphreys told me a secret to tying crest bugs that makes them way more deadly if you tie them in a certain way. And I'll have to show you guys that. Mr. Humphreys told me himself, person to person. Look, yo, son. Oh, man. I used to go to Bob Klauser's shop just to hang around and wouldn't buy anything. I think he used to get mad at me because I just wanted to be around Bob Klauser. His shop's at State College. We got a lot of big name tires and fishermen in our area. Because I think it's because of Joe teaching at State College.
Probably.
He did the fly fishing or something. He had something with fly fishing at State College. I'm not exactly what course. I always got to apply for the job, but you have to have a PhD or something in teaching or something. I ain't no way.
No.
Come on, you kidding me? I'm a trout bum idiot. I know a lot about trout. Don't know a lot about teaching. Well, kind of. I do know a little bit about teaching, right? How many of you guys?
Full of crap.
How many of you guys learned anything from me? Right? You know, I guess I could teach some. I guess, or maybe you didn't learn anything from you. You're just here to laugh at me. I don't know, man. But nobody answered me on the what the heck.
I don't know.
Nobody's answering me what you look. All right, I'm gonna tell you then. Nobody wants to answer me, man.
Pennsylvania has legendary creeks and fisheries.
Yes.
They
yes.
sure do, Bobby.
We do. Which was cool growing up right here, where I grew up, because I was around them. You know, when you went to Trout Unlimited, you'd meet these guys, Bob and Joe. Like I said, you know, Joe was kind of the one that taught me how to. Right. Usually in low clear water, I use a dry dropper. And so, like, I would tie, like, in the spring. I usually use I'll have to tie all these and show you all these setups, guys. I'll do this. I usually use my version of a slate drake. Gray, black wing, gray hackle, gray tail, and I'll tie that in like a size 10, 8, real big, because I noticed it doesn't. Yes, yep, exactly, and drop tippet size, right? Yeah.
I don't like it so much, because every time I use a dropper setup.
Oh, dude, I almost drank yours.
He only caught part of it. Is the music too loud? The music might be too loud. Because he only caught part of your question.
You know what? Anyway. I gotta make me a sandwich. No, anyway. I love that one. I come at you with 2 chopsticks.
Oh, okay, yeah. The trick-or-treaters are keeping him busy.
Yeah. Anyway, I go with a dry dropper. And I'll show you guys my setup for a dry dropper. Is not the setup I use for 2 nymphs for a Euro nymphing rig. I'll show you I think my next video is going to be my 2 favorite Euro nymphs. And my research comes from hold on. Man, sometimes I have brain farts when I'm trying to think of this stuff on the spot. Walt Young, big Pennsylvania competitive fly fisherman. that's how I kind of get what is the thing, his favorite flies, and I'm gonna tie him for you.
Frank, hey Frank! Frank says, please boost your audio.
What, the music?
The music or our voice?
We can jam you out. See that? You mean in the
No, he's not gonna be able to hear you.
spring? Yeah, that's way too loud. Yeah, it's gotta be too loud. You mean in the spring?
I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really hard
Yeah,
to say.
I don't know, man.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna ask you a question and then I'm gonna go get a drink.
Grab me one.
Alright. Which author recommends using a whirling dun on rivers at noon in mid-April? The fly was made with the down of a fox.
Wow, that's detailed.
I'm gonna go
The
get a
whirling
drink.
dun.
Yeah.
Let me
I'll
see
ask
that.
it again. No, because the answer's there. You
Oh,
get. Which author recommends using... Author recommends using a whirling dun on the rivers at noon in mid-April. The fly was made with the down of a fox. What was the name of that author?
See, the crest bug's tied with down and fox. And squirrel. Who would be known for a whirling dun, guys? Who would be known for a whirling dun? Whirling dun at noon. So that would tell you. We could break it down. There's certain places that you wouldn't use a whirling dun in April. Because a whirling dun would mean that there's duns on the water in April. And there's not many duns on the water in Pennsylvania. See what I'm saying? I got you, man. I got you, man.
There you go.
Oh, we sound really muted.
Oh, I bet you need a new battery.
Hold on, I'm gonna try this. Get in that bag. Where is it?
Hang on. I'm gonna set a new battery. I think it's a low battery because you always leave that mic on. Always leave that mic on.
How's that, man? Is that better?
Hopefully that helps with the mutedness, right?
There. Let's try that one there. How's that sound? Is that better? Frank, let me know.
Nobody has an answer, huh? David doesn't know what a whirling dun is. You know what a whirling dun is?
Yep. Now we'll turn the music off to us and see if that works. Maybe that's what's going on. Okay, turn us up.
Loud and clear for David.
Alright, how's that? Is that better? Is that better, guys? We'll
I
separate the music. I was like listening to the music though. See, when we have it this mode, I can't hear the music at all.
You'll be alright.
I like listening to the music with you guys, you know. But that's probably what's going on right there.
Probably.
How's it now, bud? Is it better? If it's not better, then we'll go back to it so I can hear the music again. Because I like listening to music with you guys.
Alright. The author of the association, Fish on the River as of the Whirling Dun at noon in mid-April, was Charles Cotton. Hello, car.
Thanks. Nice.
That must have been it. He is famous for leaving that mic run. Last time we did a live stream, that mic ran the next day till probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon until I found it laying on the desk with it on.
Okay, Frank, let me tell me if it changes, alright? I'm going to do something here. I'm going to mute the music there. I'm going to turn the music back up. So now we can hear it. See if it goes back to that muted sound. Yeah, Dave, I think I'm gonna have to step up the videos to a little more intense time. I've been thinking that for a while. I try and keep it, you know. I don't want to go too advanced to turn people off either, but I think we're gonna have to step it up to.
Well, they all gotta learn sometime.
And at first, when that guy asked me for a crippled, I was like, you know what? Yeah, we gotta start tying crippleds and all kinds of different.
You need to explain to David what the fly is. He still don't know what a whirling dun is.
I can't explain it.
Oh. I guess
I'm gonna have to just teach it.
He'll have to tie it for you.
Yeah.
Look for the video. I guess I'll write it down on my.
Usually the whirling dun, when it's on the water, it's like it kind of looks like the wings stick up and the tail stick way up. It's hard to explain, but yeah.
Alright, I'll write it down.
You know, you guys, if I had to bring like let's say a Comparadun version of the blue winged olive, then a crippled, then a nymph, then an emerger, then a spinner. Holy cow.
What?
We better get some donations, because I'd have to do a video every day for a year to cover all the flies that you would need in your box to cover every perfect situation.
David's learning something new every day. Yep.
I still do, David.
Oh, I do
some
too.
years,
I do too.
and I've had so much, like, it's wild. And then the problem is, every year they add a new thing, like the mop fly.
Or the earbud fly.
Or what's the new one? What's the new one? Hey, you guys might know. The new one is the purple body Adams, parachute Adams. What's that one called? Do you remember what it's called? Funky Cold Medina?
No, I don't remember.
You know how it makes me feel every time I gotta think of one of these things?
You've been using that sound effect an awful lot. Don't we have anything else?
We could do this if anybody gets a question right. Yes, I learn something new every day too.
Alright, maybe I have one somewhere.
And I'm telling you right now, this is why I'm so excited to start the guide service, is what I'm gonna learn.
The mop fly kills.
You think that if somebody has 4 years of experience can't teach you something? Come on, man. The uriniffing, I'm loving the uriniffing, guys. We're building a rods for uriniffing. That's still on the way. We're still gonna make custom rods. The real thing is, I had pictures all up of this wheel seat. You guys, man.
Reminds him of a cigarette butt on the water, yeah? Great.
We are thinking of trying to find mops. Alright? My funky new fly. It's going to be the easiest, deadliest fly. Right? Check this out, guys. I'm going to try to find a mop that matches the fish pellets. For the stockies here in PA. If you live in PA, you know that that's why the brook trout stream is so amazing here in PA, because everything is stocked. Even our brook trout streams. There's Cherry Run, I think, is one of them they don't stock. It's a catch and release, never stocked. That's hard to find. Most of your creeks here are stocked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had to set out part of Penn's Creek. Now there's miles of Penn's Creek they locked off to catch and release only now. Class A wild brown trout waters. And I said, if they ever do that, and that goes through, I'm going to be a guide, because oh man, you guys.
Pellet flies.
Yeah, dude, right? Get the ones that match, get a mop. You guys know what the mops look like, right? And just take your line, right? And then wrap it here, so it breaks off a section. So there's your mop, and then you take your thread that matches the mop color, and then put it down the hook shank, and then wrap it around the mop part. And then you have a little section. Then pick up the mop part, run your line up a little forward, put it back down, wrap it around. Then you have another. It'll make little segments. It'll look like 3 fish pellets. You just don't weight it. You know, you can weight it a little bit, because fish pellets don't sink right away. They slowly sink.
Yeah.
And throw that out to the stockies. Will go nuts. My dad used to take me to a lake where the sunfish were so dumb, right? They would hit a bear hook. You didn't have to put bait on. Just bob or bear hook, throw it out in this lake, and these fucking sunfish would come up and try and eat it.
Oh, shit.
You know what I think it is? I really think that the fish see the hook, and sometimes they count that as part of the fly. Like, here's a good example. If you guys are tying and you're new, we're going to find out over time that the fly that you messed up, that you're like, screw it, I'm not throwing it away, and you put in your box, you could have 20,000 of perfectly tied flies, but guess which one's going to catch the fish? The mangled up one. Now, why would that, a lot of people go, okay, why is that? Why would that be a thing? It's because the fly on the water. You guys, next time you go out on a fly, look at a fly floating on the water. Whether it don't look like a perfectly wing, and you know. And here's another thing. People that get on my case about, well, the tail's too long, or the body's too long, and the wing's too high. Come on, man. Every fly that floats down. Come on, man. Whoever said that before? Come on, man. Right? Every fly floating down, the wing's a different size. The body might be the same, but the wing are different. Tail might be a little longer. The tail might be missing one of the tail pieces that don't have 3.
It might be a big chunk out of it.
It could be floating down upside down. It's like, people when you're tying, don't stress yourself over all the little details, because to the fish it don't mean much. And I've noticed, I've done that. I've tied 10 and I just, this fly ain't working. Well, screw it, man. Throw the mangled one on. Man, look, I have a video, one that you guys probably see all the time. You're probably tired of seeing. You probably watched 100 times. Is the You Must See video. That video.
Catfish on popcorn and.
So why do
sunfish
we
on spit?
So why, when an idiot can throw on power bait and catch a trout, do we spend so much time making sure our flies look perfect? You know, the competition fly fishermen they make the flies simple, because it's presentation first. Size, I would say probably second. Color third, maybe fourth. presentation's more what it's at than the color and the size and everything, man.
All right,
So these Euronippers tie a simple Frenchie. Tie your tail in, bend the rest of the pheasant tail back, tie to the front with red thread, wrap the pheasant tail up to the bead, tie it off with red thread, you got a hot spot. Simple French. Tie it in a jig style. That's it. They're not complicated, of legs sticking out and repetition. And they kill it in competitions with them flies. Because they don't have time. They're at competitions all the time. They don't have time to sit down and spend an hour on each fly. They want to tie 20 in an hour. And they prove that they can whip butt on them flies, man. Like the first two I'm going to show you guys, my two favorite Euronymphs. You can tie them from a size 18 on size jig hook all the way up to probably a size, what would you say, 12. I don't know if I'd go 10. Size 12 on them. Maybe in your state, some of your guys' states, the nymphs are a little bit bigger. Maybe size 10. But I would probably hear PA go size 12, and that's it. And tie them in all them sizes exactly the same way, and keep them in your box, and there you go. You got your base Euronymph.
You got that right, David.
That's right, and that's why I always like to put my tagline in there. We tie flies on this channel to catch fish, not only fishermen. Because that bull crap is going on forever. You know?
My laptop.
I mean, I've actually had people tell me that a simple fly ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Yeah, really? And then we have ones like the olive lively legs. That's a pretty serious complex fly. It looks a lot like, and it really works. So, I mean, they do work, but, I mean...
Alright, shall we ask another question? Maybe
I have to go for break.
Here, let me ask your question first.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to mute the... Alright, we're back. I had to take a 5-second. Yeah. Right. That's why I think I should start. I got so much going on. I want to start a, what is it called? Stizzy?
Yeah.
Stizzy or something like that. So you could sell my flies. So you can buy my fly. See, here's the thing, man. I don't care if you do exactly what I say or you add your own. I explain it like this. I'm going to explain it to you guys the way I can, best way I can that you'll understand. If you ate a Salisbury steak every day, right? So you would see Salisbury steaks coming by you.
Oh, shit.
Here's Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak. Look at that. Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak day after day. And then one day, let's say on a Thursday, I ran a Salisbury steak by you with gravy on it. Huh? You'd be like, I'm tired of eating a same old dried up Salisbury steak. I got one now with gravy on it. I'll choose that one. That's what it's like with your fly. If millions of people are fishing that creek right behind you, you know, day after day, and they're fishing the same old beadhead pheasant tail, right, by that fish, day after day, guess what? Probably ain't gonna work so well. So let's say you take purple on the thorax of your pheasant tail, and that's a little different. It's gonna be like gravy on that steak. The fish are gonna be like, wait, whoa, wait a minute, and they're probably gonna take it. It's that sudden change that makes you be more successful on well-fished water. That's how I do it. Our water always here. You're gonna learn, as I'm a guide, if you come and hire me as a guide, that's my key to catching more fish on your local water or heavy fished water, is them little changes. Like, you'll take my box up and look at it and you go, wait a minute, there's none of these are your standard flies. I don't fish many standard flies. Our water's too pressured here. So that's just some of the tips I have for you guys. And it don't have to be like, you guys all see me. My flies aren't like your standard. I don't tie for you guys that way. I don't want you guys to tie that way. I want you to be like, somebody goes, where'd you learn that Adams at? And you're like, Donnie, that's not right. Look, this is how an Adams tied. And then you're like, I don't know why he does it that way. And then, for some strange reason, you're catching a couple more fish than this guy is. That's because of the change that you didn't ever realize, or the change that you did realize. And now, yes, a hot spot makes all the difference. And try a hot spot in bright blue, or a hot spot in hot pink, or some different that most people don't fish. I mean, a really good one is that neon blue. Almost like you guys ever go to the store and get a slushie, or one for your daughter, your kids, or grandkids. That really bright blue slushy color, I've been finding out they're good as a hot spot. And it's not a red where everybody uses red. So you still got, if you're still using the same hot spot color everybody does, you know, there's a lot of people fish a Frenchie or a hot spot fly too. That's their answer for heavy pressured water. Your answer for that should be a different color of a hot spot for heavy fish water. So even yours is even more rarer than the Frenchie or their hot spot. Or maybe don't change the hot spot color, just change the thorax color or a ribbing color. Like, most people tie their zebra midges in silver. I have no luck on silver. I like mine with a gold rib and a gold bead, not silver rib and a silver bead. I don't know if that's why I have not had any success on a typical zebra midge. But you add a gold bead and a gold wire, it's bombs, man. Nice. That would that would be cool as crap.
Stop, you're tickling me,
yes,
man.
It is. That's all about that.
Here.
That's all about coming up with.
And hang out with Daddy.
When you set and you think of materials, I would rather, if you're gonna learn anything from me, I'd rather teach you guys to be creators than followers. So I'd rather you take a fly that I taught you and make it your own. You know,
yeah.
wait a minute. Donnie used pheasant tail for them legs. I don't like pheasant tail, man. I'm going to use this. That's awesome, man. That's exactly what I want. I want everybody to be, you know, you guys should be coming back to me every once in a while and going, hey, man, why don't you cover this? I tie this, you know, and bring it to the world. I'll do it. You know, you send me a video clip or a description of how you tie something. I'd be more than happy to. And guess what? It'll probably make its way into my box. I guarantee most of them flies make it into my box. I get a lot of guys tell me how to tie. This is Daisy, our editor. Try and see she's trimming herself. You need to trim your nails. Days. Hey, how you editing with such long nails? I mean, this is our video editor. She's pretty good at it, ain't she? I don't know. I don't know. You may have to get your nails trimmed or something.
She's all fussy right now. I don't think she likes the bright light.
You don't like the bright light? That's right, because you work in the dark when you edit, don't you? I say that's what makes you get some of the colors.
That's right, David. You use what's available sometimes.
Like, here's a good one. I got a whole pheasant tail breast. And, the whole thing. Tail breast, everything. Side wings. Some of them breast feathers make great legs. So that, and they're more, you guys know, the breast feather is more, it moves more motion in the water. Like yeah, exactly. When I was younger, man, we had Indian necks. We had to tie 4 hackles in. I got saddle hackles. Now I could tie 4 or 5 flies out of the same hackle feather. That's just wild. So when I learned, I didn't learn dries. I had too much difficulty tying all them feathers without creating bulk, and I didn't tie dries. I started on nymphs, and the guy that I learned to tie from, the guy that taught me almost everything when I was younger. Up to the age of 18, I think I quit going to him. Or changed, they stopped doing them or whatever. The courses for free. Was Nymph Man. He used to tie this fly, and I wish I could probably look. I'm going to look through my old notes and see if I can't find it. He tied this nymph, and he would loop a dubbing. He would make a dubbing loop, twist the dubbing, make a tight dubbing loop, and then make a loop of that somehow, and then tie it in under itself. And the way he ran the legs, it would capture a bubble of air. So you would cast this out, and it would be weighted, and it would go to the bottom, and it would capture a bubble of air. And then when you pulled on it to go up to the surface, it would release a bubble. Pretty intense stuff. And that's the guy I learned to tie from. So we were like not die-hard nymphs. You would change the color of a nymph from week to week. You'd still be tying, let's say, a brown, March brown nymph. You would have just a slight different tint in brown from different hatches. He would tie every single hatch of the March brown. Where now we tie more of a lively legs or a pheasant tail. He would tie the March brown with the different dubbing, and it would tie just a tint a little different. And some of them guys would hand dye their own rabbit and everything just to match different tints. It's wild, man. This guy was way intense. So I mean, I learned from one of the most intense nymph fishermen I learned. And I never used strike indicators. I wasn't taught that way. I was taught high stick, early Euro nymphing. I didn't start using strike indicators. I think I started 10 years ago. No, 11 years ago. Out of my 36 years, 11 years ago, I started using a strike indicator. I would French style it. I would high stick it and get the weight perfect to put it at the first water depth. And if you're searching water depth, you'd put the weighted fly on the bottom and the unweighted up at different water depths. Once you find your water depth, then you would set your weight to sink to that water depth and just keep it in there. You'd add weight or delete to put it at that perfect level. And then you'd fish a heavy nymph and unweighted or series, and you just keep it up there, and you'd use the feel. Whereas Euro nymph, they use sighters, and you watch for the sighter to see the strike. In there, you kind of just stayed ahead of the nips, and you'd wait for the feel. And that's how we did it when I was younger. That's how I yearned. I never used strike indicator. But I caught some big trout, urine niffing or tight line niffing. I don't see the difference.
No.
So, I mean, I have young kids tell me, I'm just the tight line, not Euro. Guess what, man? You were Euro niffing. So, I don't. If so, you explain to this old man, he's been doing this for a long time, what the difference is. And I want to see if you can actually come up with a reasonable difference. You won't. If you are, man, set me straight. Learn me something, man. Teach me something in the comments. What's the difference? I don't think there really is. Is it maybe because you don't use jigs as your first point fly? I don't know. I don't get it. And that's how I still Euronymph. I still put point fly, heavy fly, unweighted behind it. Well, you guys are going to learn all that. I'm going to show you all that. And including my new dropper system. I love it. I was taught that just this year. Same with my question. High stick and yes. There is no difference. It's just when it comes to Euronymphing, I think the guys like to talk about Euronymphing because then you go Czech, French, different styles, and that's how they set up the flies off of the Euronymphing. I don't think the French style uses cider material. They're more like high stick nymphing where they use the feel, you know. I've never used cider in my Euronymphing. Because all the place, you're not that far, I can always see my line. I don't know. Changes. Yeah. But you wait till you see my idea of what I use I'm going to start using as a cider. Because I think it would be just as good is I use that spider wire, and it comes in like a green. So, you use a really long leader, is you could almost dry fly fish with it because your cider is as far away enough, and the material I use floats along with anyway, so that will float. So you would have such a long leader that you could literally cut off the Euro rig and tie on a dry fly and fish it.
Right.
I'm going to show you how to do that in seconds. You guys are going to, I hope you guys like it. I think you will. So you could just take your nymph rig, make one clip, take the whole rig and the fly if you want, and your whole rig, wind it up, hold it for later. Alright? I'm going to show you how to do that. And then just put on another piece of tippet. You might have that in your pocket too. Tie that tippet on, and boom, you dry fly. Boom, minutes. I think you're really going to like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's slick. So slick.
It's a lot of fun.
Yep. So you guys go from Euronymphing and you hit a hole. You can go. It all works, man. You can use your strike indicator. Now, when you're working with the 3-weight or the 4-weight, I like 4 weights. More universal. Very sensitive 4-weight for I have a 10-foot and a half-foot, where she just put that new reel seat on. It's a 10.5-foot weight 4, but it's a slow action, so it's really flexible, so that it's really nice. So I could dry fly fish with it, my smaller dries.
Yep.
It's kind of rough to throw a strike indicator with it, but I don't have much problem. And I use small strike indicators, so you put a big old honking weight, you're gonna have to step it up to a weight 4 or 5 and 6. She fishes with a weight 5, so we got to get her a Euro rod. She's gonna build herself a Euro rod.
Yeah. I sure am.
And then test it, and then build another one maybe and test it, and build another one and test it. So she got her version of the Euro rod that you'll be able to buy. So, and customize with whatever color or the. Oh, you guys.
We just gotta go through the trial and error stages so we can find out what I like, what works best.
All right.
Maybe what you guys like best. I don't know. There'll be lots of options.
And remember, always remember this tip. It's always the size of the fly that you want to cast, not the size of the fish you're catching. Always remember that. A lot of people go, "What's the best rod for a salmon?" I've even got asked this a lot. What would you recommend for a salmon? What would you recommend for a steelhead? What would you recommend for a brook trout? What size rod would that? Don't tell me anything. Not at all. I mean,
No.
okay. Let's say I was going up to that creek that we were talking about. We're gonna advertise later for the Save the Bookies thing. If I was going up there and I was going to, which probably I'd probably take the weight 4
Yeah.
because I'm probably gonna use
What makes sense?
a weight 2 is not gonna cast your dry dropper.
Sure don't want the rust cat.
No, right. So I'm gonna take the weight 4, weight 4. Because I'm not going to go weight 2. Because,
No.
and I'm sure as heck not going weight 6.
Great. No.
I'm going to use what would be my perfect setup for this time of year for brook trout would be a little teeny zebra midge, probably in what would you say, yellow maybe? Or green would even be good. An olive. Gold bead, gold wire, zebra midge.
Yeah.
Off of maybe a hopper, small hopper, or a big fluffy elk hair caddis. Hopper dropper with a hopper dropper. Yeah. But that's what a zebra midge off of a caddis. A good floatable caddis with a very light bead. No tungsten beads. Oh, so here's our experience. We just started the story at the beginning. Now I'm going to loop around to it, kind of like the Dead does with their music. We were up in Pine Creek, so it was low, clear water. The only problem we had is I bought some Yellowstones at the shop. I figured a foam body might help hold up. Man, the tungsten beads that they are making now are way too heavy to kind of.
They were just great.
And I didn't tie them. I bought them because I didn't have any real big, because we didn't really prepare ourselves. We just kind of went and we're like, well, we're going to fish with what we have. So we're like, well, we don't have no big dries. So we got some big dries. It just sunk them anyway.
Orange, Black Panthers.
What's that?
Orange. David said he would go orange and black.
Orange and black. Right on. Yeah, that's about it. And there's guys now, David, that go mono rigs, straight mono. They don't even have fly line. They're using what I use as a sighter for their line. Because, I mean, you're really not casting. You're not really using any of your fly line anyway. Yeah, right. Are you using the what do they call them? Gun black? Them really shiny black beads? You know what, man? That would be great, David. That's a good idea. Black rib on gold body. Or orange body. That would be. I gotta try that.
It would stand out.
It could be a lot of your confidence thing. That's the fly that you have the confidence in.
Could be.
You tend to fish better. I have another guy that I was talking to, and he's telling me that he would obviously when people would hire him as a guide, he would be like, well, this is what they're hitting on. Not even near what's coming off. Their confidence catches more fish.
Yeah.
more than, like I said, it's their presentation. They tend, when you have confidence in that fly, you tend to present it right. You tend to present it better because you have confidence in it.
Makes a difference. Bobby has a question there for you.
I don't know. We didn't see many, which was kind of weird for low, clear water. But like we said, we only fished at the flats.
Yeah.
Because water up at the bridge, at Slate Run Bridge, from the tackle shop was way low. There was hardly any water near the bridge. Yeah, it is pretty bad. I'll show you the pictures next podcast. I was trying to come up with I wanted to see if I could do a sound, add sound effects. So I didn't even I was gonna put pumpkins up here for you guys, and Happy Halloween, and I didn't get to any of that. I so bad wanted to come up with this one. Oh, did it do anything? Maybe it's... Oh, they're not doing anything now. Oh, yeah.
Just the lion.
Nope, this one. Can't hardly hear it.
Try a nut colored nymph with a black thorax.
What?
David said a rust colored nymph with a black thorax.
Right on.
Bobby said it's about spawning time for the brown trout.
Yeah, you guys gotta watch the reds. That was gonna be the next one. Next podcast we'll cover the reds and pictures of the reds, and I'll show you pictures of buck. And if you guys know, that's why my Facebook's up there. You guys can send me pictures on Facebook, and I'll post them. A fish you caught.
Oh yeah, we will definitely post the pictures. Send them our way.
Yep, we definitely don't. Ask David. We throw any pictures you send us, we're gonna post them on here.
Black bead, rust colored squirrel dubbing.
Squirrel dubbing, right on. Oh yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, we were talking the other day about what was it? I can't think of the color of the thread. Size 20. Was it rust? I think it was rust. Rust thread. I forget our conversation. Rust thread with CDC wing, or no, marabou wing. Just a body thread with just a little spout of marabou. That's it. Or a bead and marabou wrapped, Marabou has such good movement. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
So all the movement, if you just put a bead with marabou on it, that's it. The movement in the water, it's just amazing. They're deadly flies. And a size 20. Yeah, there's so many rooms to create,
Yeah.
And if you guys send me an idea that you want to share with everybody else, let me know, and I'll give you total credit for it. Like, I'm totally going to tell you I'm tied the next ones, because the next ones aren't my design. They're totally Walt.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to tell you, these were tied by Walt Young. Yes, basic flies. I mean, this guy was telling me that, what did he say? Size 20 with 2 strands of deer hair or something.
Oh, yeah.
So it would be a size 20 serendipity.
Yeah.
He says it's just freaking amazing. He says you'd use black and olive.
Right.
And you just wrap the thread up, and then you take a couple strands of deer hair because it's so small you can't use many. And then you just wrap it up, and that becomes the thread becomes the thorax, the thick thorax.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just cut the deer hair off. Just the little size 20 serendipity. I was like, dude, that would be amazing for an emerger for blue-winged olive. So he's like, yeah, they're deadly. Yeah, there is a couple. Where would be the best access is at White Deer? You know,
They're all the best.
yeah.
That's really hard.
Yeah,
Every
dude.
spot you stop at's good fishing.
Yeah, there's no.
So I don't know
You
if
are
I could
making.
give you the best.
That's why we're guiding white deer. That's why we're starting a guide service on white deer.
White deer's
Because
pretty
it's-
awesome.
It's the only thing is you start to learn like we have of white deer fishing it is each hole you can almost prepare yourself for.
Oh yeah.
Like the first hole, we call it the first hole, is low water. It's always loaded with fish. There's wilds in there and there's stockies in there. Usually holds one of the big boys has been coming in and out of that hole.
Oh yeah.
He's oh my gosh. You ought to see him in this low water. 6 inches of water, and this fish is probably 19 inches long. It's just funny as heck.
And then you got the one where I get yelled at for fishing the
Yeah,
wrong
if she
way.
fishes the wrong way, but that's the only way you fish the hole, apparently, because I can't catch a fish any other way. Yeah, every hole is different. So the first hole is definitely dry drop. There's no other way to fish it.
Definitely not.
No, unless you base the tree. You can do it as a base of the tree. See, that's what I'm saying. So there's no way I could pick. There's no way I could tell you what the best
Yeah,
action.
that's
It's impossible.
too difficult.
And then here's another question: when?
Oh yeah, we know all about Fourth
The
Gap.
Fourth Gap. Yep. Did you see the golden rainbow in Fourth Gap this year? He had to be a good 19,
Oh,
18. Yeah, he was pretty big. He came out of
Can't
Fourth
believe
Gap
they
very
put him in the
fast.
fly stretch.
He didn't last in the Fourth Gap. They move up and down.
Yep.
The Fourth Gap is well fished. We like it. We fish it a lot. We have pictures of us
I'll be right back.
sitting on the bridge at Fourth Gap of me and Tracy and stuff like that. And we like Fourth Gap. The only thing is, you better be on your game and learn how to fish heavy pressured fish. That little green fly I tied, how many videos ago, baby? 4? I think it was 4 videos ago that I really caught a lot of flack about tying an inchworm that way. It's the Fourth Gap fly. That's what that fly was made for. Fourth Gap. Everybody keeps saying green weenie. I fished a green weenie that day, and I couldn't catch them. They would not take a green weenie for an inchworm. And so that's why that fly was developed for the Fourth Gap hole. If you go back and watch my videos, you can catch a lot of Fourth Gap videos. But you have to learn how to stick out. Yes, there is one that hangs up. If you're looking at the bridge to your right, to your left, hangs out in that water. He is unbelievably large, but he hangs out at the beginning of the hole in that low water, and fly line will spook him. Your shadow from your fly line will spook him in a heartbeat. So yeah, he's intense. And I'll show people when we're guiding them fish.
Yep.
So it makes life challenging. Is here he is. You gotta be on your game.
Makes it interesting.
I was fishing that hole one time, Bobby. And there's a tree deer left, and I had my hand hanging from a limb, hanging out like this, and I kid you not, this is where he was. I'm hanging out like this, and I am casting like this, hanging out. If that limb would have broke, I would have fell in the water, hanging back, casting back, going over top the bridge, or under the bridge. I think it was under the bridge, wasn't it? My back cast going under the bridge,
believe so.
extending up that creek about 30 feet. With my whole body hanging out, going around a corner, casting, hanging out 30 feet at that hole. Yeah.
They sure do come out of nowhere.
We rail them though, man. We got that dirt, that creek. I've been fishing that creek for
They're sure a blast.
20 some years.
They're a lot
White
of
deer
fun.
particularly.
A lot of fun.
No, I take that back. 30 some years, Bobby. my first fishing was white deer, and they have some fish in there that you guys wouldn't believe. Wild. I caught my first fish on white deer, and I thought a brown trout had sex with a brook trout because that's how pretty it was. And I showed this old man, he goes, son, you should have put that one back. And I felt so bad because he goes, you caught a naturally wild brown trout. Welcome to the wild brown trout. And I caught many since then. But that was my first wild brown trout. And it was so pretty, I thought I had sex with a brook trout. It was that pretty. Oh, no, Bobby, it gets loaded. It gets loaded. We fish it a lot. We've had times we couldn't fish white deer because there was 3 cars in every spot.
Well, maybe Bobby knows when to fish it.
Maybe.
Bobby must know when to fish it when there ain't many people.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe there is. If you go on a Wednesday at 6 in the morning.
Now, how do you know when that's the best day to fish it?
I'm telling you, man. You go in during the week at 6 in the morning, there ain't nobody there, and the fish are exploding. I'm telling you, man. If you want to schedule me as a guide when you want to do white deer, see, that's the thing, man. If I was going to do a guide service, when I do my guide service, not if I was going to do it. When I do my guide service, I like to split days. I like to give people that opportunity. Because, if you go out, let's say you go out 8 or 6 in the morning, whatever. When the sun comes up, you're fishing in the morning.
Right.
Our days go by 6-hour days. Right? 6 hours from now, you're not catching the best time. You should go 3 hours in the morning and then 3 hours right at the last in the day. I know, man. We don't do it, dude. Go up to the catch and release areas. They don't pack them as much. Bob, you got to come in, and I can show you where to go. The first day of trout season.
Oh yeah.
I can show you a place where the trout are many, pretty, big, and nobody's around.
Oh, yeah.
That's why people hire guides.
Yeah.
Because I've been studying the water for a lot of years, and I know exactly where they're at. I can show you spots and nobody's probably going to be there. You might run into one stray here and there, but
maybe.
I can show you, be like, where in the hell? Yep. Just got to get off the beaten path, baby.
Yep.
I know where there's some big fish that usually people ain't there on the first day of trout. Big browns. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
We study the water so that we can take you to show you.
That's why.
I love this jam. I'm going to turn this up. How can I turn it up? Tell me if it gets too loud, guys. I love this jam. I am having too much fun with our live streams lately, guys.
Right? How about it?
Bobby, dude, we got to do something about that. We really do. We got to figure out what's going on.
That's fucking bull.
I forgot who I was talking to about that. Hey, I drink a lot of alcohol.
Hockey.
And, it's smoky once in a while here and on these live streams, and don't always remember who I talk to from day to day. We run into a lot of people on the water, so I think one of these guide services was gonna hire me, and until he asked me, do you believe in global warming? And I'm like, no. He's like, too bad, and he won't talk to me anymore. I mean, a real big guide service wanted to hire me, but I do believe in global warming. I don't believe that banning gasoline engines is going to do anything.
No.
You
That's
know, I
not
don't.
gonna fix it.
No. So that's all. That's all. I don't like the Green New Deal things. That's all. I mean, kill me forever, not watch my channel, and go to 0 subscribers before I say that that's a good idea. It's not. It's just too much bull in there. Global warming's gonna happen, man. We had Ice Age. There was no humans here. Well, we don't think. There might have been, but it wasn't cars driving around that caused that.
No.
You know what I mean? So, yep. It's just like, I think, like I was listening to this interview the other day, and the guy says the salmon are going downhill, but they always come back. So they'll have like a 7 year, they'll have a really low salmon count. Nice. Hey, what's up? What is that? I can't read it.
What's up, Benadil?
Nice. And that happens. It swings. So they can't always go by the lower salmon count to say, hey, now our salmon are in jeopardy. Because then in 7 years it goes back up like it always does. So, yeah. We're going to have low water. Like Tom was talking about from Slate Run, man. He was saying, you know, he's like, dude, check this out, man. Every what did he say, 10 years? We have a drought like this. Where have you been? And I was like, you know, I never, you know, and I should keep a journal of that crap, you know, off of my last 36 years.
Yeah, I never would have paid attention.
We'd have a journal.
I would have never paid attention to something like that. Excuse me, I gotta pull my nose.
I need a drink again.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe me. I could do it either.
No, I don't think we're gonna do anything about it.
Definitely not.
It's just the way it is. I believe in global warming. You know, and I should have told him that. I believe in global warming. I just don't think that the crazy plans that some people have for fixing it is not going to help. It's, you know, that's it. I don't want to get any more deeper than that. I don't need to turn people off. I lost 1,000 people on Facebook friends for posting political stuff. I don't need to bring it to you.
Bobby wants to know if we fished Little Pine.
Do we fish it?
Have we fished it?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yes.
My daughter. Okay, now listen to me, man. My daughter has been a daddy's girl all her life, right? Always has been, right?
Yep.
Just the way it is. I had her. Here's a funny story. My daughter kind of
Time out. Music, I think, is a little loud.
Do you?
Yeah. You had that other song turned up, you never turned it back down.
Alright. My daughter had to go with daddy at 5. And everybody's like, no, wait till 6. I had to wait till 9. That was dumb. There's no way she was surviving. She waited till 6. And then it was daddy fly fishing. Okay. Went out and bought her a little teeny Martin reel. It was only that big. A little weight 3. And put it up with weight 4 so she could load it real easy. It was only 7 foot long. And the key to, if you want to learn fly fishing and fly tying, I keep telling Tracy she don't work out as much, is take a blank, just the butt end of a fly rod, or go by, we have one of them fishing poles that are lighter. Doesn't matter. Put it in your hand, hold it like you would a fly rod, and just practice your 210. That's it. Just practice that. So that's what I had Becca doing. I said, Becca, you can't learn to fly fish until you learn your 210. She would walk around, she would go, Daddy, I'm ready to go, 210. And she had that down perfect. This pause, everything. And I was like, okay, like I get on her case because her mom didn't want me to take her out that young. So I had to put her through the, try as hard as I could to say, wait, Becca, no. So what happened was, Yeah, right. Social media sucks ass. But anyway, so I put a fly rod in her hand, and she had it. It took her very few. She had to learn to keep the line, to pause the line the right amount. So I put a fly rod in her hand at 6 years old, and she was gone. It was done. 6 years old. So at the same time, my cousins, who were now in their 30s, had decided they wanted to pick up fly fishing. So they were 30 some years old, and they had just picked up a fly rod for their first time. And nobody taught them learn 210. I try and beat it in her head. She has not 210. She has no 210 and no pause. So it's just a thing that comes naturally. People don't want to pause. They think they're Indiana Jones. So I had drained that into her before she ever put a fly rod in her hand. So I put that fly rod in her hand. She had it. So we have these 30-year-old men, don't know how to cast, looking like a bunch of goofs, with a 6-year-old going, no, you got to pause in your back cast, and your rod down too low. You want to see a dad be proud and laugh. That day, I'll never forget it, when it was first time Becca was in, and showing these guys this. At 6 years old, this little girl, and my daughter's real little for her size, this little midget girl out there going, no, you gotta pause. I laughed so hard, And then her problem was, she's so amazed that she could cast that she'd always end up on the other bank. And the trees on the other side of the bank of the creek, because she'd just get casting. And she's so proud that she could just keep that line in the air and cast as far as she wanted. She'd end up in the trees, and then I'd have to go on the creek, get her fly out of the trees. And Becca, it's not all about casting. Sometimes you only have to cast 4 feet, but she wouldn't care. Look, Dad, look at me. And man, does she have style. And it was... And so, okay, the reason why this story goes on, I still have my mind together a little bit, is that Pine Creek. So now you're talking... Little Pine. You're talking Becca's now 16. And she wants to go with Dad. Now, I can't get my daughter out fishing with me. So next year I'm buying her fishing license. And she's gone. I don't care, because she's amazing as a fly fisherman. She knows the knowledge. She has it in that little brain of hers. She knows the knowledge. She's now 21. So we're talking, 16 maybe? We take her to Little Pine. And I'm working the holes above her. And I see this log jam that's laying at an angle log jam that has a beautiful spill after the log jam. Spill thing there. Digging up a nice deep hole. And I say, oh, hey, baby, I think the Yellowstone on a size 12 would be what you would really want. A little rubber leg stone. And I put it on there, and I put her strike indicator. And I'm saying, now you just go ahead, Dad, you fish. I'm going to sit here. Me and Tracy had a cigarette. She didn't smoke. So we had a cigarette, and she went ahead of us. Next thing she goes, Dad, help! She caught this beautiful... It had to be a wild brown or wild rainbow, because I've never seen a rainbow that color. And there's a lot of stockies up a Little Pine, so these don't have much color. And this thing was just beautiful, gorgeous, and it was probably 19 inches, real thick, beautiful, wild color. It was the most gorgeous fish, and she showed up her dad. Her dad caught a 7-inch brown trout that day, and she caught a 19-inch. Wild brook. I just went on and on. I had pictures on my phone for months. She made it, and that was the only time she fished with me all year. She showed Dad up, and that was it. She goes, Dad, I don't like going fishing with you, Dad. I can outfish you. And there's the story of my daughter Becca whooping Daddy's ass on the creek. Hasn't fished in 8 years.
Yep, she can do it. She knows what she's doing. She learned from the best. Maybe someday I'll learn to pause. But I do pretty damn well at roll casting. And I certainly don't have a problem catching anything at my roll casting. Someday I'll learn it. I don't know. For some reason, it just don't click. I'm just better at just bloop, roll casting it out there, and I can bet you I can get my roll cast pretty damn far.
Alright. This is my answer to Tracy's problem. The problem is when you're letting somebody roll cast, don't let them roll cast very long. Tracy could roll a perfect roll cast loop out 30, 40 feet. It's insane. I can't do that. So her reason is, why 210? I can roll cast it almost as far as you can 210. And she can. And
Yeah.
there's the problem. She don't want to learn 210 because she can roll cast so well. So I wish at one point I would have said, no roll cast no more. No more. It's like skiing. No more snow plowing, baby. It's time to pick it up at the adult level. And I never did.
Yeah, well, I can get just as far and I can catch just as many fish. So that's how she goes. Like I said, maybe someday I'll learn it. But right now, I think I'm doing alright. I hope. I don't know how many more questions I got left here.
Oh, yeah. Guess what?
What?
Our camera's going to die.
Is it?
We are going on, which is pretty amazing to me. This battery that White Rabbit gave me, I don't think he's even around anymore.
I don't know.
White Rabbit gave me last an hour. We're at an hour and 44 minutes on this live stream, and the battery hasn't died. My Canon $80 battery doesn't log and last as a $20 battery, and I still can't get over that. And this is all being shot on the Canon over there, right to you guys, right there. If you guys wonder why we keep looking that way, we keep looking over here, is because that's where the computer is, and that's what we can see you guys talking at.
That's right, David. That's what matters.
That's it. That's it. No matter how you do it. There's one problem with that, David. When you're constantly roll casting, you're not getting rid of the water that builds up in the dries. You're not. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. She has a harder time keeping her dries floating when she don't 210. I mean, the best way to get rid of water out of a dry fly is take a rubber band, put it between your hands like this, right? Take the fly, hook it to the rubber band, and flick it like that. Then take the dry fly off the rubber band. I mean, you want to rinse it in the water, get all your fish slime off of it. Hook in your rubber band, flick it, and then dip it back in your dry powder. You get dry enough, you can even add your wet stuff, then you're dry. So that 210 is flicking water out of the fly. Just saying. So that's why I've been trying to get her. I'm like, you gotta learn the 210. Plus, she's good at rule casting, but there's no way she can get the distance I do on my 210. Now I get extraordinary, as you guys will learn when you fish with me, extraordinary distances off my dry fly casting. Extraordinary distance. Double hauling and just loading that rod up, I can get some far out there. You know, fish with a lot of guys is like, holy crap, can you get them dries out there and land them gentle as hell? Yeah, well, you give yourself 36 years of casting experience, and you probably, you know what I mean? It's, you guys all know, you old guys have been out for years fishing and casting. You know, man, it just takes practice, and always double haul my distance, or in wind. I've been doing a lot in the wind is side. instead of going like this and getting your 210, which takes a little bit more practice, is 210 in here. Just like bounding off the side. Yes, yes, that's where I get a lot of my ideas. Joan is the woman, the most incredible caster I've ever seen in my life. She is amazing in her double haul. And watch, she'll side it once in a while. She'll go from to yeah, she's, oh my gosh, Joan Wolf is amazing. She had Lee Wolf, you know, come on. My favorite flies as a dry dropper is the Wolf series. Like for my Slate Drake, it would be a Gray Wolf. Oh, and then you got you even got one for sulfur if you want to tie a wolf with that way. But your Royal Wolf, your Gray Wolf, your Brown Wolf, and all them work really well as a dry droppers. And when you hackle them more. Pick up the hackle a little more than Wolf did. You know, a lot of his, I don't like the sparsity of the hackle. I double hackle his Wolf flies more than he does. Yeah, I've done that. I've emptied my down to the. I've casted it that where the backing is out the tip, haven't I?
Oh yeah.
Where the backing's out of the tip of the rod.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, it wasn't me that taught me that. It was her. Watching videos of her and learning from her, and just when I get to talk to a professional, like when I got to talk to Joe, it's like the building, half the building could fall away and I wouldn't even notice. I hang on every word they say, every word. I'm just like a little boy, where for the first time hearing about fly fishing, I'm like, I don't say anything, I just listen. The same way when I go to like Lancaster, or I go to Jersey, or any of these professional fly tying shows, these fly tyers, I am on every word they say. I listen to everything they say and I take it all in, because that's where I learn. These guys have, I have 36 years of tying. Some of them guys have 50.
Right.
Yes, ain't that cool? Did you watch them videos of the time with no vise? Handheld. I want to try it. I want to try it really bad. Hand tied with no vise. I want to do it. I think I could definitely do a woolly bugger with no vise. You put the hook in your forceps, baby, with no vise. Hold the hook and then you just tie it without no vise. I think I could do it. I'm pretty damn sure I could do it.
I don't know. Maybe.
If you guys want me to show you how to do a hand whip finish one of these days, I can show you that one. I never tied with a whip finish. I've only been using whip finish for 13 years. I never used a whip finish before in my life. Right on, dude. Right on. That guy amazes me. Them old tires amaze me.
Yeah.
And there's some new tires. Yes, he was. He's more of a legend now, I think. You know, you guys all know, man. If you've been around for a while, we had that explosion with The River Runs Through It. You know, I tied way before that movie ever came out. Years and years and years and years and years. And I fished a lot. And there used to be a time where you wouldn't see many guys out. You would not see fly fishermen. Really, man. When I first started fishing, I didn't see very many. You know, you kind of like, there's them guys. You know? Now I see more fly fishermen than I do bait fishermen on the waters we go to. Because we tend to, you know, occupy the waters where they tend to be. But I don't know. I just don't see many bait fishermen as I used to do. I mean, you didn't see any fly fishermen. Now the bait fishermen coming like that.
Yeah.
You just ain't seeing them. David, there you go. It's back to the fly you're casting, not the fish you're catching. I caught. I think we measured them out at 21 or something. It's about what our estimate was when I laid them on my hand and then remeasured my arm. Out back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
On a weight 3. And that was on a weight 3 on a little teeny reel. That whole thing I bought for my daughter, I told you in the story earlier, I caught a big brown on it. Big hook jaw brown on it.
Mm-hmm.
Weight 3.
Beautiful fish.
It's not a weight 3 would almost handle. Well, you're pushing it for a weight 3 on a steelhead, but
yeah.
A 4-weight, 5-weight would definitely handle a steelhead.
Probably.
It's what are you pitching to them steelhead? You know, you ain't gonna pitch a mouse pattern with the size 4. So that's basically what it is. You know?
Right.
It's size fly for the size weight, not the size fish for the size weight. If you call up the boys at Orvis, and your Orvis shop knows what they're doing, which I'm sure if you call up Slate Run and tell them I'm fishing for trout, or I'm fishing for steelhead, or I'm fishing for bass, they'll say, well, what flies are you casting?
Yeah.
You casting a 6-inch fly for bass, or are you catching a size 12 standard hook for bass?
Right. Sure.
That means the size weight is going to be 8 to 6.
Yeah.
You know, or 8 to 4 even maybe. I have that Euro rod that we were talking about earlier. You watch an old video, I catch a, what was that, size 16 smallmouth on it.
Yeah, I think so.
And it didn't even put any stress on the rod.
Watch his video on YouTube. The Leaper.
3 flies on one. Yeah. I do a dry dropper. I do that a lot.
Sometimes he puts 3 or 4 flies on.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just get in a mess with more than one.
She'd be like, "How many flies are you tying on for, baby? Why? Why are you?" Because I want to fish all 4 of these flies, so I can find out which one works. And then usually when I get down to what works, I'll have 2 or 1 sometimes.
Yeah.
But I want to know what works. Yeah. Yeah, he does it, is he mousing for him, or is it all, it might have all been dry. I don't know. I'll have to watch it, the Leaper. Yeah, you could go the opposite way. You can still catch a small, teeny 2 with size, 9-weight, 3-weight, or 9-foot 3-weight. Yeah, they're always great. I don't, you watch an old Humphreys video made back in the, whatever, 60s, 70s, whatever. It's still hard to find, but they still give you a lot of knowledge,
Oh, yeah.
The basic that, from Humphreys to Clouser to Wolf, their own knowledge still works. We're still fishing this flies from this artist from the 50s to, there's still the flies they developed still work. I don't tie a mop fly. I just don't see, I think a lot of fish that if you're catching wild fish on a mop fly, you're catching they're taking them for case caddis. They look like the back of a case of a caddis. In case caddis. They look like a bunch of stones or whatever. And I think the key to that would be, I'm telling you, I'm going to do my own mop fly as a case caddis. You okay?
Yeah.
Does anybody else think that Tracy's falling asleep? Maybe we should get her to ask us a question. Let's do a question.
Case cattle.
Yep.
Question? Alright. The oldest fishhook ever found dates back to about how many years? The oldest fishhook, how many years does it date back?
4,000 years. No, wait. 3,000 years.
You say 3,000, is he right? How far does the oldest fishing hook date back?
We have one of them, David. I don't know if you missed that part of the live stream. That's what we were trying to do for Save the Brookies. Virgin water. If it's not virgin, then it's... I mean, we can almost guarantee it's virgin water as them guys up in the lakes. I mean, you say it's virgin water because you fly to it, but do you really know that some hitchhiker didn't end up there or hike up there and fished it? You don't. So that's why we say we know for at least 100 years. It might never been fished. We'd have no guarantee that some guy didn't cross the gate with a fishing rod and go up there 100 years ago. But we highly doubt it. So it's kind of like we're offering the brook trout virgin water here. As that's where we're going with all that. Is we're pretty sure that it probably has never been fished.
Probably not. We're all drinking tonight, David. The first fishing hook was invented 42,000 years ago.
Are you sure not 4,200?
Well, it's
4,200 years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm.
No, wait, no.
42,000.
No, that's 42,000.
So see, then I was right. Yeah, that's the was when the first fish hook was created.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Some kind of bone made into a hook.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Some
But
kind
it
of
was
bone out of an animal.
Long time ago.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That was cool information. I can't believe our camera's still going.
I know, right?
Should I switch the battery around? Run an ad? Alright, we're going to run an ad so I can switch the battery before it dies. That way we don't have any breaks. So I'm just going to run this merch ad. I need to make new ads.
Yeah.
What's this?
What's what?
Oh, we could just play one of these. Here, enjoy one of these.
While we change batteries.
Hey. Yep, we're back.
Fresh battery.
Crash battery. Woohoo! I'm watching them old videos. I need to make a new one for the break for next week. So I wanted to add all my crap. I want to be able to do this. That's a zombie growl. And not to mention
Sounds like
the responsibility of making sure you drink safely so you don't end up trying to bring you guys
Cheers.
a better, every week better live stream. Well, we're working on it, making it better and making sure you guys have
1 week at a time.
1 week at a time. So, what else do we want to discuss this week? Reds. Stay off the reds. It's that light colored spot or that fine gravel spot you see in the middle of the river. Don't go near it. Stay off of it. The brown trout will be soon coming in. The brook trout will soon be coming in. We have them come up from the river. They spawn up from the river, kind of like they're doing at the lakes. Because our river here is not like your river. There's a big difference between a river and the creek.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of places call them rivers. Creek, there is no creek. Well, that's wrong. We have creeks from 2 feet wide, which would be a spring creek or a mountain creek.
Or we have creeks the size of a river here.
Yeah, or we have something that you would call a river out west, or we would call the river the real big thing, like a river, Mississippi River.
I think your music's a little loud again.
Do you?
Oh, but there you go. You don't want to have...
It's not to them. You know why? Because we have a shotgun mic that points at us. So it's only directional. It don't pick up back sound. That's why it's not as loud. And they are fine with it. And our mic, and we think it's loud. To them, it's not because it's fine behind
I'm
the mic.
screaming over it, and
I know.
I don't like that kind.
And where they could be like, I don't even hear the music. What music?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
So, anyway, you guys don't need to hear this boring stuff. So Pennsylvania, if you're going to go out fishing, you guys are good again. Especially where'd Bobby go? He left, I guess. Yeah, the water's back up. PA, we're pretty good with creek flows, as long as it don't go again. No rain for a while. They just stocked Pine Creek, the state did, and the Brown Trout Club stocked Pine.
Yeah, they sure did.
They stocked Halfway Dam Lake. They stocked a couple other creeks. As their fall winning program picks up more and more every year.
Yeah.
The U.S. government I don't know if you guys like them or not, but Trump signed I think it was $550 million bill to give money to restoring waterways and to improve parks, which was pretty cool. And we've noticed that in our local area, because the colleges in our local area just announced they got some of that money to study the waterway.
Yeah.
So they could study pH levels on our waters, which all came from our president to our local colleges to help study the waterways and what.
More and more every day about our waterways.
Right.
They are. Pretty cool. Pretty neat little program.
To improve our waterways. So that was pretty cool that he did that for us. Though.
Yeah, sure was.
In other news, our water temperatures are now down below 60 in PA. You're starting to go to a smaller nymphs. There's not many dries left. I think even our toddler caddises are done for most part, I think. It's now stones.
There might be a smidgen of them around.
Stones, there's nothing nicer than hanging a size, you can even do a 14 or a size 12 golden stone with a little teeny midge trailer. Nice. Right now our waters are still clear, so it's still dry droppers, and a lot of times. Yeah, that mean Mr. Trump. He's so mean, so bad that he's destroying everything, but he gives us $500-something million Yeah,
everybody go out and vote. Don't forget to cast your vote.
And I don't even care who you're voting for.
I don't care who you're voting for either. Just make sure
you
put who you think matters.
You want to know? I'll just tell you a little bit about my ideas of this whole thing. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm an independent voter. That's all I have to say. I don't give a crap who you're voting for. You go out and vote. Just vote.
Yep.
Make your rock that vote, dude.
Yep.
Everybody should go vote. There you go. You want to know my opinion of politics? Vote.
Yep.
I don't care if you vote for Biden or Trump. Go vote.
Everybody's vote counts.
That's right. If you want to change the world, there's nothing that makes me even meaner than hell. You want to piss me off? Is you go and tell me that you don't like Trump. You didn't like Trump. Well, did you vote? No.
Well,
man, does that irk me. You want to make me mad? You tell me that you hate this or you hate that and you don't like the way the world's going, but I don't vote.
Yeah.
Then shut up.
Yeah, you have no right in saying anything if you don't go
vote.
out there and vote.
How are you going to make that difference? I'm talking all your voting. Go and vote for your local government, your local representative,
and
your senators, everything.
Don't forget your local judges, too.
You don't like crazy people in politics? Change it.
Fix it.
Or don't bitch about it. That's just me.
Or try to fix it.
Try to fix it. Yep. Change policy, go and vote.
Yep.
We're all doing it this week. Do it. And if you change your mind, by the way, you can change your vote. Don't let them tell you can't. If you had early mail-in ballots, look up your state, and they'll tell you how to change your vote. If you said, "Oh man, I made a mistake. I voted for Trump," but Man, he's such an asshole. I think I'll vote for Biden. You just go to your local state, you know.
Or vice versa.
And if
Whatever.
you like, well, Biden can't make out a complete sentence and he doesn't know what state he's in, I think I'll vote for Trump. You just go to you just look it up on your Google. It'll tell you how to change it.
Yep.
Just vote. And if you change your mind, figure out how you change that vote. You can change a mail-in ballot. I do know that. So, there you go. There's our information. Go vote. And we'll see what happens come, what is that, Tuesday? Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, I think you'll have to wait. Because didn't they extend the mail-in ballots till the 6th?
Only in certain states.
Well, then you ain't gonna know by Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. But, I don't know. Yeah, true. Unless something's changed by then.
I don't know.
Yeah, I say run if you can do better. Right? So many experts.
Right on.
Look, man. Something we're going to run into, and Tracy's going to agree with me. If you're going to make videos, if you're going to go out there and do what we do, week after week, you're going to run into your lawyers on the water.
Oh, yeah.
And these are what I call pop-up lawyers. These are people that might have never graduated high school.
Right on,
but
David.
they're lawyers. And they're going to tell you that you can't record me. That you're going to have to vote. If I see this online, if I see my face online, that I'm going to sue you. I'm going to tell you straight up. If you're in a public place, I have the right to record you. You want to know why that law was made? Are you going to walk around if you're taking a picture? If you're taking a picture of your kid in Hershey Park or any park, I don't know where you live. Let's say for the people all over the country that will know what I'm talking about. Let's say you're going to take a picture of your kid in Disneyland. When you take that picture, are you going to walk around to every person that could possibly be in that picture and ask them permission to take their picture? You're not. So that's why that rule was made.
Yeah.
If I'm recording you, you're in a public park, and you happen to be in the video, I don't have to have your permission to record you. But I guarantee you, more than you can imagine, right? The people tell me I don't have the right to record them.
Hey.
David already voted.
Vaughn is here and
Vaughn,
says,
hey,
hey
dude.
guys, and he wants to know how his buddy Don's making out.
Oh, baby, we're dropping buck. We're on the hunting issue right now, so sorry, Vaughn. The videos are lacking right now, man. We're out there in the woods every night, hanging out. So
he's too busy with his 8-point buck.
Oh, they shot a monster. He's a big boy. Me and old Tracy drag him over, like, probably, what we'd say, about 100 yards. Uphill. With all the guts in, because we didn't want to drop the guts beside Tracy's tree stand.
No.
So, we drug it all the way out to the cabin, which is about 100 yards.
Great! We did it, though.
Other than that, Vaughn, to catch up, we ain't putting ads in any of our videos anymore. The only ads you'll see is our ads. No more ads. No more paid advertising. If you want to know why, I got a $100 check 2 weeks ago. That's what I got. For the hours and hours and hours. It takes me about 5 to 6 hours to make each video. Time video. Hours and hours and hours. I got $100 this year. That's why we really don't care. The only reason I like to keep the ads on there is I'm afraid that when we take the ads off, YouTube's not going to put our videos out in front of people anymore because they're not going to have the incentive to do that. So I might keep like the ones that pop up on the screen while you're watching the video. I might keep them around just so that YouTube keeps putting our videos out in front of people.
Wow, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild, Vaughn.
Wow. Yeah, that's not here. That's not PA. I can tell you straight up, that's not PA. We don't get if you shoot a buck at PA that's over 200 pounds, that's a world record. You know what I mean? Really, that's like PA. Everybody gets together in the neighborhood and goes, "Holy crap!" Dad shot one
Well, Randy said he shot one that was
205,
so that
and that's a miracle. That's a big deer. That's like that's a once in a lifetime in PA. You shoot a deer over 200 pounds. We don't exist. Like mine weighed 160, and that was large. That was large. You know, that was really big for the area. Yeah. Dad ran out at 275 pounds on a Pennsylvania deer, and the guy was on the phone trying to figure out if there was a size because the rack wasn't right, and it was only like a 6 point with a what did he say 38-inch spread? Yeah, you should see that rack. It was wild, but the deer weighed out. We ran out of weights at 275 pounds, and like I said, that was a miracle. That was like everybody was on the phone going, "What the hell, man? This thing should be registered."
yeah, that's
But
wild.
yeah, you shoot you won't find a deer over 300 or 300 pounds of PA. You see a deer.
Yeah, wow, no
You
way.
shot a bear. You didn't shoot a deer.
No.
You didn't shoot a deer at 300 pounds. You didn't shoot no
are
deer.
Wow.
You shot an elk. We have elk in PA. And they range into about what 800 to 900 pounds. Some of the PA elk.
Something like that.
You caught someone's red deer out running around and got out of the fence. There's no way a whitetail in PA get 300 pounds. It doesn't exist.
No, definitely not.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but holy shit, that's on the record books. And here, Vaughn, just because it's got ways in here in PA, which is really kind of funny, you're gonna get a kick out of this because probably where you come from, the deer ain't that old. So once you get up into like mine was 160. Once you get that weight, you're getting into an old man of the mountains. So when you get into the 200 pounds, the 275, like my dad shot, that boy's been around for centuries. He's on his deathbed.
And they're tough.
So they're nasty. But anyway, the racks shrink. I mean, all deer are known to do that.
Wow.
Can you imagine that, dude?
No.
Dude, Vaughn! Do you want to see something funny, man? Go look up man bow hunting moose. This guy, right? He's bow hunting this moose, regular bow, not even. I shoot. For years I have competition. I shot competition bow.
Yeah.
I got trophies and shooting competition bow hunting, but that was regular bows.
Right.
So this year I bought both of us. I think you paid for yours though. We bought bows, crossbows. Man, I have never held a bow in my hand that has that much snot. Mine's cracking in a 185-pound pool. I'm cranking out at 400 or 500 some feet per second. It's just ridiculous. And just brutal force. I hit my buck. He was looking at me and it came in here and hit that chest bone. Right? And she heard it crack.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's way over 100 yards away. And she heard that crack of that arrow hitting that buck. It was loud. And it just brutal force these crossbows have.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. Unreal the load that they shoot at these. So this guy has his regular bow, and he pulls it back, and this moose might be, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can find it. If I could find it, I'd download it. And then the only problem with that, Vaughn, is then you have people yelling at me because now I'm promoting hunting, and it's not the fly fishing. I tried going to the Outdoor Channel, and I had so many people yell at me because they didn't want to be the Outdoor Channel. They wanted to go back to the way it was, fly fishing. So that's why we didn't ever convert to that Outdoor Channel. I have a mount mount my GoPro right on top of my bow scope and my gun scope, but people don't They just don't
Wow,
take interesting.
that's nuts, David. 300, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, see, that's nuts. Yeah, but you're still talking a bigger deer than we do in PA, Maine.
Yeah.
Out west, there's
Yeah.
whitetails that measure huge. They get out there with them elk. But so this guy, man, he comes in. This moose is like, dude, it can't be more than 30 yards away, right?
Okay.
It walks in and he pulls back and decks this moose. And as soon as he shoots the moose runs him over.
Oh shit.
Like you usually.
Great!
So the moose is like broadside, right? And this guy pulls back, and it's like 30 yards away, shoots the moose turns completely and runs him right over. And the guy gets up and he goes, I totally expected to hear the sound of my bones breaking. Not one bruise.
Wow.
This moose totally runs his ass over, and it ran 50 yards and died. He gets the moose. I'm like, people are freaking. There is no way I'd pull my crossbow up on a moose at 30 yards away. Because I know, man. Moose is way heavier, could mess you up. All he has to do is, like, wound him, like, the wrong spot where he gets that adrenaline going, that adrenaline's pumping through his veins, pick you up with his horns, he could throw you.
Juan says they call them swamp bugs there.
Yes, we got him here. We do have him here. I just never took Tracy there yet. I can show you swamps. You have to wear hip boots to hunt it, but man, there's some monster bucks. People are too lazy to go in there. There's this one area where the swamp, you know, when trucks drive through the swamp, they have them grooves where the truck tires go. There's this one spot I can show you in the swamp. It looks like a truck tire went through. It's 2 feet deep from the trails going in and out of the penitentiary fence in the swamp. The penitentiary fence is usually 2 feet underwater. And they're just crazy in there. And they know they can't be touched. Nobody hunts them. And this is right in the middle of a game lands. Monster buck.
Yeah.
But Vaughn can only take Tracy in little baby steps. Just like you.
David says moose are good eats.
Like, I have a spot,
Strong
right?
beast, yeah.
That I know that if you hire me as a guide, I'll know if I see you there the next day that you were totally gigging my guide spot. Because nobody fishes it.
Nope.
It is totally loaded with fish. And it's totally open to the public.
Maybe I wouldn't know.
Because if you do your homework is where it comes from. That's it. I did my homework. I studied. I looked. I asked. I studied more. Asked more. And found out that I have, as a guide, I have a little legitimate spot where, holy crap. So what happens is, okay, I'm going to explain this to you. There's a spring creek. It's this wide. It flows into our public water supply. Okay? As long as you're not fishing within 50 feet of the water supply, it's open game. But when the people posted the water supply, they overextended on the road their poster signs. Their poster signs are approximately, I think the Game Commission told me, a quarter mile from the water supply. But you only have to be 50 feet from the water supply to fish. So people come in, and they come down the road, and they park, and they don't think they can walk to the left of their vehicle because it's posted at the road. It's not posted unless you walk straight in. So if you go into that parking spot, you walk 100 yards this way, or let's say 20 yards this way, and follow the creek, you won't run into a poster sign because it's not posted. They just extended the poster signs along the road to keep people from walking around down there. So I called the Game Commission. So you're allowed to fish 50 feet, which where my spot is you can't even see the water dam. So I'm over, I think when me and him talked, probably when we discussed it, 300 yards or something like that, we're from the public waterway. So I'm well in my limits, but people don't go there because they go by the poster signs on the road, which they overextended on purpose.
Vaughn has a comment there for you. I can't read it anymore.
I know, Vaughn. I know. We're talking about that, but we can't. We told you we bring you brook trout fishing. You weren't here earlier, and so Vaughn, when next live stream we do, you got to show up because I got pictures of the creeks here, and it's sad. I mean, if you're coming to Pennsylvania, look at the leaves. I recommend it. Now wait a minute. We had rain all week. We had 3 inches or something. We got 3 inches of rain, so the creeks came back up. So we're back, but since June, literally since June, we ran into a guy that always on Pine Creek, and he said since June the water has not came up, it went down, and it's June, it was way lower than it should ever been, and it's never came up yet until last week. It rained 3 days in a row. So even your brook trout streams that are spring fed are so low that it's insane. But Vaughn, you'll have to watch our videos, our upcoming videos, watch the live streams. We're going to announce Save the Brookies, and we'll explain all that to you in the next couple videos. We're going to go fish that.
Yeah.
And Vaughn, you wanted to see a brook trout? How about a brook trout stream that may never have been fished ever? That's what we're bringing you.
Yep.
But we have to wait until the water came back up, bro. We didn't have no water. I mean, it's no water.
Yeah, we're finally...
Are you getting me one?
I'm actually going back here. But yeah, I will, because I have to go out that way, too.
It's been bad. See, now I can sit right in the center. What's up, everybody? How about some little bit of this? Don't drink too much. Oh, I had to spill away. I'm sorry, guys. My drunken butt is totally messing up things. So here we go. Well, now we're back. So, yeah, man. Don't do any of that. Vaughn, we added sound effects, baby!
Yeah!
Yeah. What do you think?
Woohoo! I think I need
In case you're all wondering, yes.
I think I need a drink.
We are sitting on a bed here with our computer. This is the computer we watch at night, just so you know. I mean, we're not hiding anything from you. I'll tell you exactly. Ask me anything. I will not lie. Don't lie. I just don't. I don't think there's any reason. But anyway, yes, we are. Because we're having a lot of problems. We've been trying to extend our internet back to the back room, and then we have problems connecting. And I even ran my Ethernet cable all the way back to the back room so we could do live streams. And it sucks. I hate the computers and internet so bad. The only reason I like computers and internet is so I can talk to you guys every other week or every week and bring you time videos. And gosh, I hate the internet for any other reason but talking to you guys and hanging out with you guys and bringing you shit. If it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have signed out of Facebook and Instagram years ago and said, screw this crap. It's a joke. They're all bipartisan bull crap, bull nuts drama. I mean, I don't have no drama. Me and Tracy have no drama in our lives. You know where we get drama? That's the only reason I watch politics, because it's so funny, the drama. Whether you know what side you believe in, you have to admit the drama's funny. Drama's a lot of funny in politics nowadays. It's such a divide on point left and right that if you're right, you have to laugh at the left. And if you're left, you have to laugh at the right, because either side is just a joke. It all is. Politics are such a joke nowadays.
Yeah.
You know why I look at politics? I look at politics what I believe in. So I look at politics like, are you going to take my guns away? Or are you going to take free speech away? Are you going to make it harder to make my videos? That you're going to try and ban me and cut me because I say something on a video? If you're going to do that, then I'm not voting for you. So there's it.
Yeah.
don't take my guns away. I had a good comment the other day from a friend of mine that said something that I have now adopted into my. I would like to make a T-shirt. I just don't know how many people would buy it. He said he went into a protest in the area, and he said to the protesters they were voting against these gun rights. And he looked at a protester and he said, look, man, he said, are you willing to die to take my guns? And the protester said, no, that's ridiculous. He said, well, I just want you to know I'm dying to keep them. I'm willing to die to keep them guns.
Hey,
and he said, and I told a friend of mine that, and he goes, really? And I said, yes, man. I said, I've been hunting and fishing since I've been 8 years old. I haven't been fly fishing since I've been 8 years old. But you can ask my dad. I think I was 7. He went out fishing with me and my uncle, and I caught the only fish that they knew of in that creek, and they didn't think they existed, that was 18 inches. This is a little creek where they didn't think the fish got that big. I outfished my dad and my uncle at the age of 6 or something, whatever, 7, 8, something like that. So I've been a diehard fisherman all my life. I had a BB gun when I was probably like 4. You know what I'm saying? So I've always grew up in the woods. And I know you can't do that anymore. You can't let your kids go play in the woods. But I would go out in the woods as long as I was home for dinner. And after dinner, if it wasn't dark, I was back in the woods.
Vaughn has a question there for you. He missed that one.
I know, Vaughn. It's been archery season. And man, I'll tell you, you guys have been here for a while. What happened is I went from a masonry job into a regular factory type bullcrap.
And now he's stuck with me all the time.
That has nothing to do with it. Anyway.
Yeah, it does a lot to do.
No, it doesn't nothing to do with it. I love me and her just don't get no sleep. Alright? It started when we first met. Me and Tracy can go on for hours. Hours. You know how many times we went back to camp? And me and her would be talking. The next thing, the sun's coming up. We started drinking and talking at 8 o'clock at night. And we're still talking at 8 o'clock the next morning. Going, why the hell did the sun come up? Why the hell? What's up? You know, we just don't have no when me and her get together, we have no clue of time. You know, it's just, we don't. We just talk. We always want to talk. Talk. And then this is the way it is. Yeah, just the way it is. So, so my whole point of view is, I've been hunting since I was 8. You can't take that from me. It would be like taking the crack from a crack addict, the heroin from a heroin
candy
addict.
from a baby.
I'm going to cry. And I'm probably going to not go down, die fighting. Don't take my guns. If I can't hunt, I can't live.
Playing in the woods was the best, wasn't it?
Look, man, I shot a 160-pound deer that's in my freezer right now. That's going to save me so much money, and I'd so much rather eat that than beef.
Oh, me too.
I mean, come on, man. You know what they're putting in that crap beef that you're eating out of the store?
You don't
Shoot
know.
deer, man. Go get your hunting license. It costs $40 in PA. Get your hunting license. Shoot 150-pound deer. It's 150 pounds. Well, I think we got, what, 120 or something out of the deer. 120 pounds of meat. You know what that cost you? And it's so much healthier. There's no growth hormones, no steroids, no. And so you're going to come and take my way of living away from me? I don't think so, Jack. That's all I have to say.
Not to mention they're not eating hormones and steroids.
I just don't think that if you're willing to try and say that you're going to take guns at any caliber. And my big problem is, right, I know this went crazy, but I just got to get it off my chest. I don't tell you guys this much. A lot of times they'll say, well, we should ban AR-15s. There's no reason for them. I'm going to share a link. Our community tab. I've been doing that. You guys make sure you keep on this, all right? My community tab is a way for me to give videos to you guys without posting a video. So make sure you stay on that community tab. There's an old story that's in there. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's an amazing story by this guy that grew up on Pine Creek and owned. It's just, I love the story. So make sure you go check my community tab. And that's where I'm going to post this stuff is. It's, dude, go. I'll show you a video where these guys are in their tree stand. And they are saying, they're begging that you don't think we hunt with AR-15s? Go get in a pack of about 12 boar ones. You know what a boar will do to you? A boar will rip you into a butthole, man. They will kill you in a heartbeat. They don't come in just one boar. You don't have to fight one boar. Now you got 12 boar.
Right.
So you don't think that it's important to have an AR-15? These guys show these boar coming at them in the crowds of 30, and they're just sitting there with this AR-15 decking themselves because this guy says, if you don't shoot them, they're going to kill you. And that's what they do. They get all these tags for these boar, and then one guy will find the boars, and he'll shoot boar for all the whole people that are there.
Yeah.
You know? And my biggest funny thing is thinking that the AR means assault rifle. Are you serious?
The big, yeah, right.
I want you all to know one thing, man. Oh, this is the coolest thing, dude. Coolest thing.
What's that?
You want to know what it is? The coolest thing?
Yeah.
Our average rate, I'm going to tell you right now before I start the website. You know, when they say, hey, you're ridiculous, or you're like, dude, you're not charging enough. Our 6-hour days for guide will be $300. Okay? For vets, it will be $2. And might extend it for an hour. $100 off for any vet for my guide service. That's the way it will be. And I wish I could give it out free, but man's got to eat. And if I give away guide service for all vets free, I guess I'll have a line of guides every day.
Yeah.
I'll be guiding vets, which would be cool. I am a vet myself. Me and another, and that's why I want to give it. I want to guide only vets. I would love to give out guide service to only vets. That would be because dude, me and vets get together. There's 3 guys. We're 10 years apart. Went to the same basic training spot and got shipped to Germany after a basic training. 10 years apart. The one guy went. 10 years later, another guy at work went. 10 years later, I went. We're exactly 10 years apart, going to Fort Dix, New Jersey, get our basic, and then shipped out of Fort Dix, New Jersey to Germany. All of us did it 10 years apart. And it's so cool. And man, I had so much fun in the military. So being a vet, you know, man, one thing you do as a vet that never leaves your mind is you go to basic training with 100 guys. How many of them guys ever got out of their wartime? How many of them guys are still breathing and speaking?
Right.
That you were best friends with that might have died that same year that you went to basic training with them. And that's something that always will mess with your head. So the AR-15, when my dad and my uncles and stuff were in Korea, well, not my dad because he couldn't go because he was the youngest son, was not allowed to serve time. They sent all the other brothers off, and the youngest brother back in the 40s.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Is that when it was?
Yeah, 1940s. Was not allowed to be shipped to fight. The youngest son had to stay home and work the farm. So my dad, being the youngest son, couldn't go to war. All his older brothers went, and he had to stay home and work on the farm. They couldn't take the youngest son. That's just the way it was.
Yep, they needed some kind of help.
My dad had to quit school in 7th grade to come home and work on the farm because all his older brothers were off fighting. And
the way she goes.
Man, when I grew up, my uncles that fought, I didn't have a choice. I really didn't. They said all Russell boys will serve, and I did. That was just the way they came to me and said, look, all Russell boys serve their time. Are you going to, or are you going to be a wimp? And I went in. And then my drill sergeant, we're in basic training. I'll never forget this, man. He's like coming around, and he's going around, and they try to freaking break you down as hard as they can. And they're going around to everybody, and why are you here, you peaceless worm, squime, mother, man, no good, private? Why are you here? And they were going around, and the guys were like, I didn't want to do jail time. Piece of crap! You're in my service. You should have been in jail, you piece of crap, right? And breaking them down. And he gets to me and goes, Soldier, why are you here? And I looked at him and I went, because drill sergeant, I never did this before. And he lost it.
Oh.
I didn't have to do any push-ups. And that was his favorite for 2 weeks. Because I said, because I didn't do this before. And then he pulled me in his office later and said, why did you give me that response? I said, look, boy. He's like, what? Boy. But I was like, look, boy, I did everything in my life. I've tried everything. Because everything makes me curious. One thing, like, I want to pick up a Tankura rod. I didn't say that right. Tankura. I don't know. I'm saying that wrong. You guys, I'm sorry. I want to do it because I haven't done it. I fished with one of them 20-foot long bamboos, cane pools. That was fun. As long as you don't fish the sunfish. So we're going back to this whole thing. So when my dad's brothers, all serving in Korea, Vietnam, and World War II, my oldest uncle served, they could take whatever they served with and bring it home. And then in a certain point in the military, they didn't allow that anymore. So these guys would be like, well, I want to come home and hunt or do what I want to keep in my house. I want to keep my M16. And there was born the AR-15. So now you can go home and bring your M15. You just can't go to full automatic, but you can still bring your M16 home as far as the AR-15.
That's pretty wild.
And that's why they were developed, because before that you could bring your service rifle home. You would spend 4 years with your M16, and then you could bring it home. But after a certain point, the military said, no, we're not going to do that anymore.
Got too expensive.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, because the military is going to charge you $1,200 for a $300 rifle. But
true, but it's still.
I lost my gas mask right after basic, somewhere in between my packing from basic to my duty station. It cost me $600 for my gas mask.
That sucks.
A gas mask probably cost $20 to make. $600. And it ain't much of a gas mask, really. It's not like they should cost that much. They shouldn't. It's just the way the military is. And I love them. God love all you all served it, man. Brothers and sisters. And that's the way it's going to be. $100 off. And as time goes on, and the guide service takes off, and I can make my living, it might go down cheaper than that. It might be $200 off, $100 for all vets. As long as I can keep the money rolling in to keep the living going, I'll go, Hell, if I could do it, I'd go all free for all vets. If I could do it. And I could. Maybe that'll be the future. Maybe it'll just be vets are free and we get grants or from the government to help us pay for it so we could do it. Whatever. But for now, we have to charge something. But I would love to have a guide service where all vets fish free. I love you guys that serve. I couldn't do this if I didn't have you guys serving. If it wasn't a free country, I couldn't go on the internet and talk. Hell, I couldn't do nothing. And as sure as heck you guys couldn't come here and comment. Yeah. I don't even know what that one is. I never remember that one.
What?
I love shooting the 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't know what that one is. Creedmoor.
I don't know.
Oh, is that the mortar?
Man.
Oh, dude, that was cool. Boom! I love that sound. I told my drill sergeant, I said, dude, can I just sit here and listen to that all day? It's boom, bam, big explosion. Boom. It sound. You know what it sounds like?
What?
Remember you go to 4th of July and you hear that boom, 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 boom. That's what it sounds like. Boom, boom, boom. And it's that mortar rounds, and they look like a giant 30-aught shell. Look, take your 30-06 shell, make it this big around, or whatever, 3 inches big around, 4 inches around, and then put a primer on the bottom with a explosive tip. You drop it down, it hits that pin on it makes the gun shell go off. Drop, boom, shoots that bitch out.
Oh,
It goes so
shit.
far, wham, explodes. It's so much fun.
Oh, shit.
I love that sound. But I don't know. Oh, is it? I can't read what that says. It says Claymore. Oh. Dude, when I was over there, David, in Holland, they used a 308 as a sniper rifle. And man, they are mean. I shot that 308 with the peep sights. Deadly accurate, man. Scary to go against them sharpshooters. Yeah, I got to hang out with them guys for a whole day and hang out with the sharpshooters, and I got to shoot. They carry their service rifle is Uzis. They carry little Uzis around. They have little Uzis when they have like 20 million clips all around them, and they just strap them Uzis. They just. So we took them Uzis down and we shot them, and we take 8-inch block and set up and put the clips in and just sit there and shred these blocks. And then you put in our clip and these blocks would just shredding. It was so fun. And then we shot the 308s at, what the hell were we shooting them at? 400 yards or something? Just amazing, dude. You just put that peep sight up there and deadly accurate. It was awesome. Because they had to come and shoot ours, man. You want to see something funny? You take a Hollander guy that doesn't shoot much, heavy artillery, and you get him on that tank gun, that 60 cal or that 50 cal on top of the tanks. They grab all that firepower. Oh man, they just wasted so many rounds of our American ammunition just because they get on that, and they just that. You haven't been on a 60 cal or anything and shot something with that much power. It's shooting out. You have to remember that 60 cal is shooting out your 30-06 rounds at thousands of rounds, and just spitting them out. I think it's like, what is it, 5 rounds per second? It destroys things. It's fun to play with. I think my Tracy's falling asleep on us, guys. Yeah. It might have been what you were talking about, too. It might not have been a 308, but I remember it being... He might have said it's the equivalent of a 308. I used to... My first boss land block used to shoot the 50 cal at 1,000 yards. Burnout, yeah. Yeah, she's getting up every morning. I go to work I have to be at work at 6, so you get up every morning at 4:30, and then this morning we got up again, and tomorrow we don't get up till noon, and then I got to tie. Then I'm gonna do a video tomorrow, and I got to tie for us. What I really got to do is tie for the guide service. I'm gonna have to tie so much this winter to prepare you guys for. So you're prepared. I'm working out it. I might be working out. I'm trying to work out. I'm going to try to work out a deal with Lively Legs and some of the companies that tie. So you can, you'll still be able to offer my flies when you come and hire us, but you still be able to go home with, a thing of flies if you want to buy them. So I'm going to work with Lively Legs to let you guys fish with Lively Legs when you come and hire us as guides. and our originals. So we ended at 3 hours.
Sure. Whatever you want to do.
6 more minutes. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Buy more cameras and bring you guys better videos. You guys, man. I didn't know. I was looking this up. Me and her were looking it up because we were talking about it. And you guys are going to be like, yeah, duh, Donnie. I know. I mean, when it comes to anything but... I try and stay up on everything modern with fly fishing, but I had a hard time doing it with hunting. I didn't know the Desert Eagle was a 50 cal. Are you serious? What in the hell do you need a 50 cal handgun for?
To blow to pieces, I guess. I don't know.
50 freaking cal handgun. Has anybody ever shot a 50 cal handgun? If you guys have seen this replay or whatever and want, leave a comment below. If you ever shot a 50 cal handgun, dude, how does it not break your arms or break your face or break something on that? I shot the, what was it, 454?
Something like that.
There was it can only have 5 shells. It can't be a six shooter because the shells are too big. It's only a 5. Dude, I thought it was gonna break me. I shot it once. My buddy didn't tell me what I was shooting. He said, "We're going out groundhog here. Maybe you want to take a practice shot." No way. It hurt me so bad, and it went way back, and I thought I was gonna kill myself. And I was like, "Nope, have it." And I don't know. That could be a 50 cal. 450. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I know it's a hell of a shell. He took a 40. He has a 44 mag. The Dirty Harry gun. I put it next to that shell, and it looked like a pipsqueak.
Wow.
It was nasty, and I was like, "No, buddy, no, 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 no."
David says makes big holes.
Yes, makes very big holes. Very big holes. You don't even need to shoot to make people back up. We've discovered that this year. Stop a vehicle. Yeah, that's what that's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I need a 50 cal to stop a freaking Humvee from coming at me.
Yeah, that's craziness. But it would for sure stop a vehicle and make one hell of a hole. I don't know. Who knows? You might need it in the zombie apocalypse. It's hard to say. You never know what's gonna happen.
Here's my one concept I have to bring to let people know that I watched a video. I don't know if did you watch it? You might not watch it with me.
I don't know.
I think it was still back when she was working, way before the corona. But I was watching a video, and it was talking about the monster sleeping giant that people don't know about. When you see a protest in a city like New York City or California or a major city, that's the mind of the cities and all that at work. What you don't see is the sleeping giant. What they were talking about in this video is the people that are south,
Right.
the people that you don't hear about, or and I hate to